What is up, Killer Collective? Mount Killer here, bringing you a free booster box kind of video today. That's right, Jordan Parker won this on Friday night streams. We're going to crack it open for him. We're going to continue talking about the psychology of Pokemon collecting. It's going to be a little bit different today. We're going to talk about social media addiction and the ways that it's negatively affecting how we collect and enjoy the hobby. So stick around. Let's see what we can get for Jordan Parker. Let's talk about some shit. Gosse Fleur. Oh!
I knew there was...
Oh! Oh, no fucking way, dude. I'm going to stay with you, Eric, so Steven can't kill us. Let's fucking go. How is everybody doing today? I'm doing just fine. Thanks for asking. Of course, you asked because you're all polite people who were raised with manners. If you didn't ask, you should reevaluate yourselves on a personal level. But yeah, shout out to Jordan Parker. He was there for the Friday night stream. It was funny. He wasn't there to claim, though. And because he was Inner Circle, he still got his free hitbox pull, and then he pulled the free booster box. So congratulations, Jordan. We'll see if we can pull the very, very best Pokemon card ever created, which is the Clobbopus Art Rare. Of course, there's Latios and Latios in here, but nobody cares about that shit. There's a potential Clobbopus in this bad boy, and that's what we're going after. But yeah, today, so we're going to talk about social media addiction. Originally, I was going to talk about FOMO, but we all have a pretty decent idea of what FOMO is, and it's also kind of a big topic to cover. And we all talk about FOMO all the time. You all know that FOMO is, the feeling you get when you're not getting the same experience that everyone else is, that you think everyone else is. But a lot of that is attributed to social media. So I thought we could just talk about social media addiction and, how it really negatively affects us, just not even in the hobby, just as a whole. It's actually really disgusting and terrible, social media addiction. Some of the information is crazy. We're not going to delve too deep into it. We are still going to cover why it matters to us as Pokemon collectors and how we can hope to avoid it. But yeah, so let's go ahead and we'll get a quick little recap of that and see how it applies to us. All right, social media addiction. Social media addiction is the obsessive use and focus on social media websites and apps, even though the use causes negative consequences such as relationship issues, anxiety, and low self-esteem. Definitely include FOMO in that. The phenomena of social media addiction can largely be attributed to the dopamine-inducing social environments that social networking sites provide. Social media platforms produce the same neural circuitry that is seen in those with a gambling addiction and recreational drug users. The goal is to keep consumers using their products as much as possible. This has resulted in an increase of people displaying symptoms of all the kinds of social media addiction. Studies have shown that the constant stream of retweets, likes, and shares from these sites cause the brain's reward area to trigger the same kind of chemical reaction seen with drugs like cocaine. In fact, neuroscientists have compared social media interaction to a syringe of dopamine being injected straight into the system. All right, we'll go ahead and we'll talk about that while we open some packs, and then there's a couple other things in here I wouldn't mind touching on, but that's absolutely insane. As a former drug addict, the fact that that's even similar just blows my mind. But addiction is addiction. Pokemon addiction is the same thing. Alcoholism, right? Like, the addiction is addiction, essentially. All right, let's see if we can get something for Jordan in this first pack here. Good luck, Jordan. So social media addiction, right? Like we all know somebody who's a social media addict, or maybe you know that you are. I used to get on YouTube when I first started in this hobby. I'd get on YouTube in the morning. I would drive to work. I would watch all the videos and streams that I had missed from overnight. Leave comments, do all that kind of stuff. I would then, usually by about that time, we're talking about hours of me watching content. Then the afternoon would come and people would start live streaming. So I would start watching those. I would leave work, drive home. While I was driving, I'd be watching streams. I'd get home, eat dinner, watch streams while I was eating dinner. I would get in the shower, watch streams while I was in the shower, and then eventually go to bed after everybody was done streaming. It was insane. Okay, I just enjoyed watching people open Pokemon cards. It was absolutely nutty. And then I started using Twitter more, and I would scroll through Twitter a few times a day. There we go, got a Black Kyurem for our first hit. Use Twitter throughout the day. I don't think I've ever really been addicted to Twitter, but the appeal to Twitter for me was always like instantaneous news, like being right at the cusp of like when stuff was happening, knowing about it right away. I think there is some benefit to that. Social media definitely does have its benefits. And then I started using it more for Skarmory, one of the sickest looking art rares ever made. Look at that. That is nasty. Can you imagine that with some texture? That would be crazy. Started using it for like Pokemon related stuff. Obviously, it has its uses, right? Like we follow restock accounts, hoping that we're going to be quick on drops, things like that. People share information about their Pokemon findings, so it really does have some benefit. But for a lot of these people, and I'm sure you've seen people around that comment on everything. I notice it more in Discord than anything because it's just easier to see everybody's comments all in one place. Man, there are some people that is all they do with their day. And that's fine. My boy. It's not the coolest looking Clobbopus card they ever made, but it's a Clobbopus, so it's an instant dub. It does take the place of normal human interaction for a lot of people. You're stuck at work. Maybe you work in a job where you don't get to interact with a lot of different people every day, or maybe you don't like the people you work with. Maybe they don't share the same hobbies and interests. So you can hop on social media and that that you can talk to people who have similar interests as you, and maybe they're in a similar life situation to you. So that's one of the appeals of social media. The dark side, though, is that some people just don't ever log off. Got a Flygon. I mean, like I said, especially when it comes to Discord, I see people that is all they do all damn day. And maybe, we use it as kind of I want to say a crutch, but kind of a crutch because maybe you're not comfortable socially talking to people. Maybe it's easier for you to talk to somebody on the internet. Maybe you're shy in person. Maybe you live in a small town and it's hard to find people that share your interests. Like I talk to people at my job about Pokemon. There's 3 people that are into Pokemon at my job, which out of 15 people isn't bad. It's not a bad rate. But they don't collect cards like I do. So I still talk about it, though, anyway, because it's part of my day. It's part of my life. And some people have taken an interest in it just because I talk about it, which is pretty cool. But I'm also I'm old, and I remember when social media wasn't really a thing. And so I just grew up, and you just had to make friends, right? You didn't have a choice. You just had to talk to people. You had to learn how to interact with people or whatever. But especially for this younger generation, they're so used to having the internet that some of them, that's just the only way they've ever been sociable. And I think it's easy to fall into that trap, right? It's easy to become addicted to social media. You can get on there. You can say essentially whatever you want. That's the other thing. And this is going to make me sound old, but I think one of the biggest appeals of social media to people is that you can't get punched in the face. Because some of the shit that people have said to me on social media, if they said that to my face, we're throwing down. You're going to get dicked up in the face, bop, 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 because there's some mouthy ass people on the internet. And I'm not saying I'm like Mr. Big Badass or something, but there's always a line. There's a line, or if you cross that, I'm going to punch you in the face. It is what it is. So I think that's also one of the big appeals of social media, is that you're free to say whatever you want. And it doesn't matter, we've all seen toxic social media, right? It doesn't matter what kind of garbage you spout from your mouth. There's some other person on the internet that agrees with you. So we see it all the time, like neo-Nazi shit and all that. Like you can say whatever trash you want and someone's going to be like, yeah. And then all of a sudden you get that dopamine rush, right? Somebody clicks that like button for you. And you're like, oh, damn, I feel validated. I just got validation for my shitty existence because somebody clicked that like button. And I'm guilty of it too. As a YouTube content creator, I want likes. I want my subscriber count to go up. that just tells me that people are like, hey, I fuck with this guy. You know what I mean? So I'm not shitting on people for that. But just the proof that, psychologically, it completely like rewires your brain to where your brain gets that once and twice and three times. And all of a sudden your brain's like, damn, baby, give me more of that. It's scary. It's really, really scary. And I don't think we realize it's such a thing. I think we kind of make a joke out of it more than we realize that it's a true issue. Like, oh, ha, ha, ha. Kaylee's always on TikTok. And it's funny because she's a TikTok addict. But, I mean, if you truly think of it as a real addiction, it's not fun. There's nothing funny about addiction. And like I said, as a former drug addict, trust me, there's nothing funny about it. We can make jokes and stuff, but... I mean, really, I make jokes about everything. But for some people, it really, truly controls their lives and hurts their lives. So for people who are truly addicted to social media, all they do all day is they see people catching dubs, right? And this is where Pokemon starts to come in. All you see all day is people catching dubs, right? You do see some people post like, oh, I went to Walmart, couldn't find any prismatic. Feel bad for me. Hit that like button. Tell me that it's okay. Tell me that you sympathize with me. Because that's all we really want, right, as humans. We want empathy. We want people to understand. Got an apple ton. Got a little apple pie action. Not the kind in, oh, damn, what is the name of that movie where he fucks the apple pie?
Oh, and this one time at band camp?
Damn. Losing my mind. I'm getting old. I can't remember shit. But let me know down in the comments what's the name of that movie where that guy fucks that apple pie. Hit that like. Speaking of like addiction, hit that like button for me. Subscribe to the channel. I need it really bad, please. I feel like I'm rambling too. This was not a well thought out topic. I don't know. I don't like this one so far. I feel like I'm just rambling. But, yeah, so we see people catch dubs all day long. Some people are kind enough to share their L's. Like, we should all share our L's, too. It lets everyone know that we're in this together. But we see people do nothing but post dubs all day. Like, oh, I rolled into a prismatic restock, got 12 ETBs, and then you're sitting over here like, shit, bro, I don't have a single ETB. And it's really hard on us mentally. That's the type of thing that causes FOMO. That's the type of thing that just makes people feel generally bad about themselves. Because we all see this, and you think that these people have like these perfect lives, right? Like, oh, I wish I was that guy. He got 12 prismatic ETBs. Yeah, well, guess what? Maybe his wife's cheating on him. Maybe his kids hate him. Maybe he works for a boss that beats him down all day. Like, you don't know what someone else's situation is. So we got to try harder not to compare ourselves to everybody else. I used to be terrible about it. And I'm talking about all this from mistake experiences that I've made. Nothing but clobberpusses in this box. Because I've done all this, right? Like, you could ask my mods, like, you see me whine a bunch of times, but why are my subscriber counts higher? Why aren't my views higher? Why does this guy get better numbers than me? I'm guilty of it. I feel like I've really gotten a lot better. And part of that is staying off of social media. Like, I get on Twitter maybe 3 times a day, and I just scroll for about 20 seconds, see if I missed anything important, click my notifications, see if I missed anything important. And for YouTube, I get on maybe once a day. I feel bad because I don't watch people's content like I used to. But maybe only once a day I hop on YouTube and like scroll through my subscription feed. Damn it, I hit the fucking button on my stream deck. Nothing but catch L's here. And honestly, I feel 100% like better. For a while there, I was down bad. Even during like when Prismatic first dropped. I was in Discord, I won't say which one, but it's a Discord where people buy a lot of stuff and they're really good at it. And it made me feel really bad about myself, so I just kind of quit going in there. I might hop in maybe once a day, talk a little shit, have a little fun. But like when it comes to going in there and crying about not getting restocks and stuff, ultimately I realized it just doesn't matter. And there's been times in my life in the past where I've been a hater, which really made it worse. Like, you see somebody driving a nicer car than you, or like they bought a nicer house than you, or whatever, and you're like, man, fuck that guy. I don't think I'm a hater anymore. I do think I'm hater adjacent sometimes. Like, sometimes I'm like, oh man, fuck that guy, you know, but it's definitely gotten a lot better. So part of that is just cutting back on social media. And I recommend that everybody do that if you can. I know it's hard. Like, maybe you live in a small town. I live in Douglas, Wyoming. There's 6,000 people. There's only probably not that many people that collect Pokemon cards. There's only a couple places to get them here in town. I know they do like have kids that actually play the Pokemon game at the library, but finding people with similar interests can be hard. There really isn't much to do here besides go to the bar, and I don't do that, so it can be easy to lean into the crutch of social media, right? And I get to talk to people I already know I like. The other thing is having real life friends is a pain in the ass. Like, no one on the internet can ask me to help them move. You know what I mean? Like, that shit gets old. Hey, man, can you take your Saturday and help me move? Fuck no, I can't. Why are you asking me? We're not best friends. Move your own shit. But, yeah. The other thing is, like, I know we all think that all the people we talk to on social media are friends. Like, I said something on Twitter a few weeks back. Somebody posted their prismatic haul. And I was on a kick of, like, trying to encourage people to think about how their actions affected others. Like, this person posted their prismatic haul. They got shit on and called a scalper. Got a vibrator. And obviously they weren't scalping. It wasn't an unreasonable amount of product. And I said that. So it's not an unreasonable amount of product to buy for yourself, but maybe don't post your big W to flex on everybody. And that was just somebody who was just wanting the validation. They just wanted everyone to go, wow, you're so lucky. And I get tired of that shit too. But I get it. Like we said, those likes and clicks and all that give us that dopamine rush. And the other shitty part is we should be able to share our dubs with our friends. You know, it's not just us wanting validation. It's like, oh, you're my friend and I'm having a good day kind of deal. But this wasn't that. This was, I got a bunch of product. Give me that engagement farming bullshit. And all I said was, maybe think about how this affects other people when you post this kind of stuff. And of course I got roasted for it because it's Twitter and you get roasted for everything. It could be good, it could be bad, it doesn't matter. Somebody's going to roast you. But the other thing is when people were roasting me, they're like, well, I'm just sticking up for my friend. Okay, have you ever met this person in real life? How much interaction have you had with them? Because you see them post on Twitter and you talk to them a couple times and you give them a like, does that make them your friend? And once again, I'm not shitting on that. There's plenty of people on the internet I consider friends, right? But you got to remember, you don't really know these people. All right? Like just the numbers, right? Just the numbers, just the statistics are saying that I guarantee at least one person that you interact with regularly on the internet, one person whose videos you watch all the time, one person who you look up to in this hobby is a murderer or a rapist or a child beater or something. Like, you need to remember that. There was a while back that this dude in the hobby got caught. Like, it came out that he had been a child molester or whatever. And I outed that motherfucker and ended his shit. Like, people were just like, oh, it's fine. No, it's not fine. We are messing around in a hobby that's directed, I wouldn't say directed, but heavily influenced by children. And a lot of us YouTube people have their kids in their videos and stuff like that. And they were just letting this Chimo run around. Like, nah, we deaded that motherfucker. And he's lucky because if I would have lived closer, I'd have went and beat the fuck out of him. We got an A-spec, some sort of energy, colorless energy. Man, this has not been a good box, Jordan Parker. But yeah, so just remember that too. There's nothing wrong with having friends on the internet, but you don't know these people. And that happens in real life too, right? I could have a next door neighbor that beats his wife, but we're friends and I don't know that he beats his wife. I'm not saying that's like specifically an internet issue, but just think about these things, okay? Like, don't idolize. I'm not going to name specific names because then I don't want people to be like, he says that such and such beats their wife. That's not what I'm saying. But just remember, these people that you look up to because they open Pokemon cards may not be good people. There's a pretty good chance that there's some pretty shitty ones out here and we just don't know it. So just keep that in mind before you put these people on a pedestal. All right, let's talk about one more thing here with the social media addiction. This was just a ramble. I feel like I really didn't give you guys any great information on this one. I don't know, I'm tired, and I had to hurry and pick a topic. Social media and mental health. So research has shown that there's an undeniable link between social media use, negative mental health, and low self-esteem. While social media platforms have their benefits, using them too frequently can make people feel increasingly unhappy and isolated. These negative emotional reactions are not only produced due to the social pressure of sharing things with others, but also the comparison of material things and lifestyle that these sites promote. So just remember that just because somebody gets on Twitter and drops their 6 prismatic ETBs they found at Walmart, I think we touched on this already, but we're going to expound on it a little bit. Doesn't mean that their life is better than yours. In this one specific instance, they have something that you want, and they're able to do something that you're not. But it reminds me, hey, we got a full art old lady. Damn, that is not the full art we wanted. Sorry, Jordan. We're only down to 2 packs. Just because this person has this one specific thing, you're only seeing the best parts of their life. You're only seeing the best pulls. You're only seeing their dubs. Maybe they went to 10 different stores over a week to find these 6 ETBs. Like, that doesn't mean that they're winning at life. They may have caught this one specific dub, but that doesn't mean your life is worse than theirs. Okay? Maybe they got some really shitty stuff going on. And don't allow that to define you, like your own self-worth. Okay? This is just Pokemon cards. It's just Pokemon. It ain't that serious, as somebody once told me. We just need to remember that. Like, this doesn't matter that much. It's a fun hobby, okay? And it matters. I'm not saying it doesn't matter. It matters to me. This is important to me. That's why I keep making videos. That's why I keep talking about this shit. That's why I get joy from opening Pokemon cards. So it does matter, okay? Our happiness matters. And if it brings us happiness, it's important. But if it's bringing you misery, if it's making you unhappy, fuck it, dude. It's not that important. Its value lies in the fact that it brings you joy. And if you don't get joy from it, cut it out of your life. That can be said for anything, okay? People. If there's people that bring you down, I don't care if it's family, I don't care if it's whatever. If it makes you miserable, set it on fire. Get it out of here. Life is too short to be unhappy all the time. And this is coming from somebody who gets in funks, right? I say in funks. If we're talking about it's probably bouts of depression. But I don't want to tag myself with the D word. And I don't mean dick, toast. So I get it, okay? And you can't cut out everything, right? Like work. I know some people don't enjoy work. I don't really mind work that bad, but my job's not hard. For the most part, it has its days, of course, just like any other job. Obviously, family stuff. I have a very tight circle of family. Most people I don't talk to. Like, I just made a joke the other day. I was like, damn, I think after my, immediate family, my wife, my kids, my mom, and my aunt, I don't know the phone number or have given my phone number to a single other member of my family because I don't care. And I don't want the bullshit. Like, if they can call me, if they feel they need to call me about something, it's probably something that's just going to irritate me. So I don't do it. But just be happy. Like, do what you can to be happy. And if this isn't making you happy, if Pokemon isn't making you happy, then fuck it, man. Take a step back. Come back when it can. There's nothing wrong with tapping out for a little bit. Like, you'll survive. You'll find something else. Maybe take the money you were spending on Pokemon, save it up for a vacation. Maybe take the money that you can't spend on Prismatic because you can't find it. Buy yourself something that'll bring you joy. I don't know what. I don't know your life. But there's plenty of things out there. There's plenty of other things we can do with our time, with our energy, with our hearts, with our minds than Pokemon. So just do that. I know that's easier said than done, but if you truly break it down and think about it, it really is that easy. Do not let this hobby be a source of unhappiness for you. Like, this whole thing is just meant to be fun. If you're somebody who attacks it from an investing angle, that's different. You get joy from your cards going up in value. I think we all get joy from our cards going up in value. I do, and I don't sell my shit. I've never sold a card, not once. And I still get happy when I'm like, oh shit, my Moonbreon just went up $200, baby. You know what I mean? But if you're just buying to flip, buying to sell, there's plenty of joy that can be found in this if you can find the product, right? It's a good time to be a flipper. It's a good time to be an investor, a reseller, scalper, however you want to put it. But if you're just a normal ass collector, it can be a tough time. So just remember that. Like, there are plenty of things in life that can bring you joy. And if it isn't this, just take a step back. That's all I got for this week. Very ranty topic, very shitty. This is going to be a shitty video, I can tell already. I apologize in advance. I don't think the magic of editing is going to save this bad boy, that's for sure. But yeah, I will catch you guys for Thursday's giveaway video. I don't even know what it's going to be. I really don't have any cool shit to give away unless we start dipping into the old stash. But then that's the kind of stuff that I regret opening because we don't get any good hits. So it's a fucking catch-22, right? Do I open this Champions Path ETB and give it away, which would be fun, and then I get an Alchemy Full Art as my only hit? Like it just is what it is. So I don't know. I'll see if I can find something interesting to open. Yeah, that's it. I hope you guys have a great week. Don't forget to grab this week by the cloister. It's the most important advice you'll get all week long. Make this week your bitch. And I love you guys, and I hope you have a great week. I will see you then. Later.